You're listening to the Hella Well with Danielle show, a podcast taking women of color on a journey exploring all things wellness and travel related. We're all about showing you how to put on your oxygen mask first and creating lasting self-care habits that will free you to travel the world and live the life you truly desire, and not one you have to fake loving. I'm your host, Danielle Washington. Now let's buckle up and start this journey. Hey y'all, and welcome to the Hella Well with Danielle podcast. I am your host, Danielle Washington, and can you believe it? We've been here for 2 years. We are celebrating our 2-year anniversary of a podcast that was in my mind for a really long time, but I was like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, because I was busy hiding. And, and 2 years ago, I made a promise to you that I would do my best to keep it real. I don't know if keep it real is the right way to say it, but it's like to be vulnerable and to share my story and my struggles. And I'm going to admit right now that I am struggling hardcore, struggling to the point where I even had some embarrassment about it. And I was just like, you know what? We're not going to hide. This is the whole purpose. Like recently I posted something on Instagram, like kind of when I was repositioning things and kind of having my coming out party. And I was like, I'm not going to hide anymore. And that was when I reintroduced myself on the podcast. I'm like, no more hiding, no more mask. I'm tired of wearing the mask. But at the same time, I'm realizing that saying that and doing that is not as easy as I thought it would be. And so I wanted to come on here and talk to you about my current journey of where I am and how I'm navigating through these waters of uncertainty and completely out of my comfort zone, because I don't know about you, but I can see why everyone is living the way, quote unquote, we should. And as you know, if I'm going to be identified as a Black woman in America, in California, who's raised in the Bay Area, this is my criteria of how I'm supposed to be and all the shoulds and things that we put on ourselves. It is really hard to go against that. It almost feels like there is some kind of secret chip that's in all of us that says we have to be a certain way and do things a certain way, and it's encoded into us. And I feel like it's encoded into me as a little girl. Like I won't front. Like I feel like from childhood through conditioning of, living with my parents, conditioning, going to the schools I went to, the neighborhoods I grew up, all the different things I saw on TV, seeing the Cosby Show, seeing Facts of Life, seeing all these different shows. I was conditioned to be a certain way. I was conditioned to look at the Jeffersons and like, look, to really be successful, you need to live in a penthouse. Be successful, you need to live in a place that has a doorman. You need to have a certain way. You need to be a certain way. You have to be an entrepreneur and all these different things. Like I have been conditioned to be a certain way that wasn't in alignment with who I truly am. It wasn't in alignment with my true identity. And so earlier this year, I decided I'm going to really be hardcore about being more in alignment with who I am at all costs. And it's just not as easy as I thought it was. Like I've done the work, I've pulled off some layers. And so I know what it looks like to, have moments of really living in your true essence, but to do it 24/7, I don't think I was prepared to think that I thought it would just be easier. It's like I thought I had done the work and I thought it would be easy, and it hasn't been. It has not been easy. I have been struggling to keep the mask off. I struggle probably, I don't know if it's on a day-to-day basis, but I know it's on a weekly basis. And it's not, I don't even catch myself all the time. And that's the part that scares me the most. Like I don't always catch myself like adding another mask, adding another identity, falling back into that conditioning of, okay, this is where you're supposed to be. So let's do this way. And I almost think like I'm like a comfort zone junkie. Like I literally feel like that Dave Chappelle skit when he's like, I don't know if the guy's is it Tyrone? I think it's Tyrone, but he is a junkie. And I feel like I am a comfort zone junkie. I'm like, oh my God, I need to get back to my comfort zone. When I'm not in my comfort zone, sometimes it doesn't feel good. And I don't think I'm alone in this situation. Like, we do all this work to heal and to get more in alignment with our true identity, get more in alignment with our purpose and path. And, we set boundaries. We stop the negative self-talk. We do all these different things. We're eating better. We're exercising. We're loving on ourselves. We are saying no when we need to say no. We know what self-care is, and we know that we're worthy of it. But, there's these moments of, you need that fix of the comfort zone. I need to feel validated. I need to feel like I fit in. I need to feel like this is the right path and this is the path, that I know a path. Because sometimes when you're on that healing journey and you're in that path to your alignment, it's really hard to see. It's really hard to see the breadcrumbs, but there's breadcrumbs like some person was just like gouging on some bread and left hella crumbs. If you want to stay on the path of the norm, the path of conditioning, the path that tells you should be a certain way, you should be married by 35, you should have 2 kids, you should, invest your money, you should work as hard as possible so you can make it in this world. You need to grind. The shoulds. I hate the shoulds. I literally should on myself all the time. I'm better. I won't lie. I am so much better at not shitting on myself as much as I used to, but I still catch myself because I am a comfort zone junkie. My comfort zone is to shit on myself. My comfort zone is to have this negative self-talk. I call myself a B way more than I'd like to admit to, but it is what it is. And it's not, it is what it is. It is what it historically has been. And I catch myself. I catch myself and I change it. I joke with my niece, I'll catch myself. I'm like, oh no, love, da 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 da. And so I'll switch it up. And that's me trying to get out of that comfort zone junkie moment. But that comfort zone, I feel like I'm a drug addict. I don't know what a drug addict feels like, but I would think if I understood what it meant to be addicted to something, I feel like I have been trained to be addicted to stay in my freaking lane because that's what society has taught me. That's what my parents have taught me. I've been code switching since I was probably able to talk. I think about my childhood and, my parents trained me to be this, dark-skinned black girl with long hair that was straight. And you need to act a certain way. You can't get your hair wet. You need to be prim and proper. You come from not money per se, because my parents were quick to say, you don't come from money. We have money. You ain't got squat. But you need to be a certain level of class. You need to speak proper English. We were not allowed to speak non-proper English. God forbid we said, where's the remote control at? My dad would say behind the preposition. I'm like, dude, can you just give us a break? I just need my remote control so I can watch my TV shows. God forbid if someone called the house. My friends used to hate my father. People would call the house and oh, is Danielle there? And my dad would be like, yep, click, because it didn't ask to speak to me. So again, conditioned, trained to act a certain way, to be a certain way, and then to be a black girl growing up in a predominantly non-black neighborhood. I was trained to fit in a certain way. Okay, so I live in the Bay Area in a non-black neighborhood. This is my training to be this way. And then when I was with my family, my cousins, and we were all together, I had to learn to be trained to be a certain way around all black people. And it was just, that's my life. I've been code switching forever. And so, getting into jobs and working in the corporate world, I've, had to code switch into that world and being able to travel internationally and live internationally, being able to code switch into that world. God forbid you get me in Italy, I will start talking with my hands and doing everything else in the world because I have learned to code switch into what it means to live in Italy. And that's just my life. I have been wearing so many different masks that sometimes I wear the wrong mask at the wrong location. Not always, but it does happen. So what do you do? What do you do when all your life, all you've done is wear masks? And then all of a sudden you decide to have this epiphany, like you woke up and like, I'm tired of these masks. I'm not wearing them anymore. I am going to be me. Unapologetically me, and everyone else who can't take it can go find the door, because this is my world and I am going to be me. I was like, yes, sister, to myself. Yes, you're going to be you. You're going to be out here doing your thing. You're going to be authentic. You're talking about everything real. You're going to get some real love like Mary J. Blige talked about. You are healing. You are twirling like Diana Ross. And then reality set in. It's like, yeah, I don't really know how to sustain this. I don't know how to sustain being 24/7 authentically me in a society that wants me to fit in. I don't know how to do that. I wish I had some kind of guide. I'd love there to be some kind of book or ebook or some social media post that gives you some kind of direction, but reality is I know that there isn't. I know that this is a process. There's no pill out there that's going to help me, all of a sudden be 24/7 with ease, authentically myself. Doesn't mean that it can't happen. I know that I can get there. I know it. I'm just in a space where I've been conditioned to be the comfort zone junkie so hard. And I've been on that crack for so long. I don't know why I called it crack, but we're calling it crack. Comfort zone junkie crack. I've been on this crack of the comfort zone for so long that when you get out of it sometimes, or you get a taste of the comfort zone, you're like, oh, this is so beautiful. Oh, I don't have to think. I don't have to be the disruptor. I could just blend in, and it feels good to blend in. But then you remember what it felt like to be you. What it felt like to honor your boundaries, what it felt like to say no when you really want to say no versus saying yes when you want to say no, what it felt like to pour into yourself versus giving everything that you have for everyone else because you feel like that's what you're supposed to be. That's what it means to be a strong Black woman. That's what it means to be a woman. That's what it means just to survive. Once you get a taste of that, it's like, but I really like that feeling. I love when I can be just me. I love when I don't have to feel shame for being kind of awkward. I love the fact that I can snort, I can laugh, I can dance, I can want to be a surfer, I can be a Reiki master and a Kundalini yoga teacher at the same time. I can love Tribe Called Quest, which I was rocking to before this. Shout out to one of my favorite bands. I wish they were still together. Granted, one of the members is no longer alive, but oh my God, all-time GOAT. Tribe Called Quest. Don't even bother to challenge me on this one. But the comfort zone junkie. So I don't have any. Here are 3 tips to get rid of being a comfort zone junkie, because I don't know it. I don't have it. I don't know it yet. All I can say is chasing likes and followers has been part of my detriment in that situation. And it's been hard to stop. Recently, I did it twice. I did it last week and then I did it again this weekend. I posted something and I listened to it and I was like, yo, this is not you. Like, who's speaking? This is what you think a wellness person needs to say. You're following the trends of every person. And if you see me doing all these different crazy dances, I am following a trend. No, I love to dance, don't get it twisted, but me like doing a choreography dance that someone else created and I'm on TikTok or social or Instagram doing it, that means I'm not being me. And call me out on it. I want you to call me out on it because I'm okay with that. Because sometimes you need a little accountability if you can't be accountable yourself. But nonetheless, that comfort zone junkiness has me chasing followers and chasing likes. And so I posted something that I thought was fire, and I still think it's fire. I'm like, I'm gonna go out on the limb and say I thought it was really good, but it didn't feel good. It didn't feel like me. It didn't feel like Danielle posted this and it came from her heart. It felt like Danielle posted this and it came from her mind trying to get followers and likes and trying to fit in. It came from the conditioning that you have to be, if you want to be a wellness person, you need to look like this. If you want to, be an influencer, you need to be like this. It didn't come from, this is from my heart. It didn't come from the work that I've been doing to stay 24/7 authentically me. And that felt hella like, ugh. It just felt like I wanted, the first time I did it, it made me feel sick. It literally made me feel sick. And I immediately deleted it. And then when I did it the next week, I was like, girl, what is your problem? What's going on? Like, why can't you just be you? Like, you said this is what you want, but why is it so hard? Why is it so hard? And I just don't know. Well, I do know why it's hard. I do know why it's hard because it's going against absolutely everything I have been taught to be and I have trained myself to be the last 40 plus years. And what's worse is that I've been beating myself up about this. I've been beating myself up about, oh my God, you're not being authentic. You're putting on masks, you're living in the comfort zone and you're being this junkie of conditioning. And you said that's not who you are. And like, how can you sit here and lead people and try to tell them that this is what they need? Like, you need to, not go with conditioning. You need to remove the layers and find your true identity when you're having problems. But the reality is, I'm human. I recognize I am full-fledged, I can bleed and die and all these different things. Human. I am human. I'm human. What I am is I'm proud of me. I'm proud of me for at least having the awareness, because I've done the work to see the awareness of when I'm not being my true self. I've done the work, and I say I've done the work, the healing work, and taken off some of the mask, some of the layers. It's almost like if you were in this major snowstorm and you're trying to go out to the mall and you had all these layers on and you take a couple layers off and you start feeling a little bit better, but you still have a couple layers on, so you may be still hot. Like, I've taken off some of the layers to be able to be aware when I'm not being true to myself. I'm not in alignment with my highest good or whatever you want to call it. And I'm proud of the fact that I'm aware. What I'm most proud of is that when I do have that awareness that, you are trying to fit in, that, you're doing this to be validated. You're doing this because you don't feel worthy. When I have that awareness that I'm having those actions, those movements, I'm taking the action on the awareness. Because awareness is great. Awareness is cute. It's like a nice little, dress, and you can wear it all the time. And, people may see and think, oh, that's so cute. But if you are not doing anything with that awareness is a pointless, amazing, I don't know what kind of dress, but I'm thinking about, it's like this pair of shoes I have, these these Yves Saint Laurent shoes that I bought that are probably the most expensive pair of shoes that I've ever bought in my entire life that I've never really worn. I wore them for 10 minutes to meet up with a guy in a trench coat, and that was about it. Those shoes have never seen the light of day ever again. And that's what having the awareness without doing action is. Maybe that's not the best analogy, but basically, when you don't put action behind the awareness, it's pointless. It's like, why even have the awareness? I mean, the awareness is good, but the point behind the awareness is to make a move to get back on your path. And so that's what I've been doing. And so I'm proud of myself for having the awareness and making the action to get back on my path. Am I going to probably slip up and have a comfort zone junkie moment? Sure, I will. And I need to learn how to give myself grace better. That's something that I am working on. The awareness is great. The action is great as well. But not giving myself grace and compassion is the other part of the ingredient, another ingredient into how this can work better, how I can jump back on my path in a smoother way than I have currently been doing. And so that's what I've been up to. that is the struggle I have. And I'm curious to see, how do you guys deal with it? How do you deal with being true to yourself, keeping your word to yourself, honoring your needs above anything else? How do you stay in alignment with your true identity? Are you able to notice it? What helps you notice? What helps you notice when you are or are not in alignment with your true identity? I'm curious to know, because I don't feel like this is oh my God, I'm going to do this work all in secret and then I'm going to tell everyone how I did it and I'm going to become rich and famous. That ain't about me. That's not the world I'm living in. That's not what I'm about. This is a collective healing that we're on. This is a collective journey that all of us are on. So if I can help someone, boom, I'm going to try to do it with my story. And I want us to work together to be able to help each other. So please, if you have something, let me know and I will share this information with other people as well, because it takes all of us to get to a certain point. Like one person being healed and on that journey, on that path of alignment, is kind of lonely. So let's all work together so we can walk down the beautiful golden road of enlightenment. I don't know if it's enlightenment. That seems so cheesy. I don't even know why I went there. So we're just going to go backtrack that whole conversation and say, oh, we're a collective. We thrive together. I think that my years playing soccer has taught me that I'm a team player. And so I want not just myself to win, but I want all of us to win and shine, and especially my sisters. Like, that's a huge part of why I do what I do. So I'm going to end it right here and say that it is all about the birthday this weekend. So I'm super excited. I'm going to be seeing some friends I haven't seen in a while, and I'm excited to do exactly what I want to do on my birthday. And I won't even lie, it's going to be avoiding most people on my birthday. I realized for me, my birthday has been a point where I've hidden so much of myself. I felt that I had to throw parties when I didn't really want to throw parties, because I felt not valid or worthy when not everyone showed up, or people showed up late, or things didn't work out the way I wanted to. So it's always been like, my birthday feels like New Year's Eve. I feel like New Year's Eve is that holiday when you think it's going to be this great big thing and it always comes out as trash. When I try to go against what feels right to me, my birthday feels trash. So for the past couple of years, I've turned off my phone. People have caught on to that and have learned to call me at the crack of dawn. I had someone call me literally at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, you're wrong. I was turning the phone off at 5 o'clock. But I turned my phone off because I don't want to hear from the people who call me once a year. If you can't call me on November 3rd or March 28th or May 2nd or just any other time besides my birthday, then I really don't feel like we have a relationship, and I really don't want to mess with you. And some people may think that's crazy, but that's how I honor me. That's my need, because I don't feel valid when someone only contacts me on that certain day. So that's what I'm going to be doing on my birthday. I am going to be chilling pretty much by myself, minus the few people who I've chosen to be around, because I'm not going to be in the area. I am going out of town, and I'm excited. I'm excited to continue this path of taking care of me, honoring my needs, and remembering to show up authentically as best as I can. At this point, it's as best as I can. I can't say I'm showing up authentically, unapologetically, 24/7. I'm showing up authentically the best that I can. And that's good enough for me. All right, now I'm out. I'll talk to you later. Ciao. Thanks for joining us this week on the Hello Well with Danielle show. Make sure to visit our website, hellowellwithdanielle.com, where you can subscribe to our show on iTunes, Spotify, and Amazon Music and never miss an episode. Also, you can follow us on social media at Hello Well with Danielle on Facebook and Instagram, and Hello Well Danny on Twitter. And if you hella love the show and got some good nuggets out of it, know that I'm not too proud to ask for you to please leave a rating or review on iTunes so that we can continue to expand our reach and help other women of color. Again, thanks so much for listening, and I hope to see you next week. Ciao.